Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV and your match reaction. My name is Dan Club and I'm here to talk about the event after Liverpool beat Nottingham Forest 3-0 at Anfield. Pretty comfortable afternoon for the Reds, all told. Didn't really have to get out of third gear, I wouldn't say. Forest came with a pretty obvious game plan to try and frustrate Jurgen Klopp's side. They sat really deep, pretty much a 5-4-1 all afternoon. Tried to hit us on the counter with the pace of Anthony Elanga, but in truth, they never really got a foothold. Liverpool didn't give them a sniff pretty much from the outset. It was a little bit frustrating for 25 minutes, half an hour. Forest, like I say, with that very deep low block, trying to snuff out any space, trying to just not really give any space in behind for the likes of Salah, Jota, Núñez to exploit, but it always felt like we'd find a way because that's what we're doing in recent weeks. And this season in general, really, Jurgen Klopp's side are finding a way of breaking down these sides that come to Anfield especially and just try and, don't really offer loads in attack, just try and frustrate us. Possibly it's on the counter, possibly it's a set piece, but we're not having it this year. We have got so many creative players in the side. We've got so many different ways we can hurt you. If the starting 11 don't do it, the lads on the bench will come on and they'll do it. But they weren't required really today. It was very much, like I say, a commanding display from the Reds. And it all started, Liverpool actually do end up hitting Forest on the counter to make it 1-0. And we've seen us do this quite a lot recently. I touched upon it in the derby last weekend when Everton went down to 10. It actually made life harder for us because they weren't attacking us anymore, which made the counters not as common. We looked like we were going to score on the counter all afternoon, and this time we did. McAllister wins the ball back. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about him playing in the six. He wins the ball back really strong, and his use of it is brilliant as well. He finds Mohammed Salah on the transition, and we're at them. Obviously, Salah's got all the pace in the world. He's supported by Núñez. He finds Darwin Núñez, who has a shot first time. It's a good effort from Darwin. It looks like it's going to find the corner, but it's well saved by Matt Turner. He palms it out, but he only palms it out as far as Diogo Jota. Of course, Johnny on the spot, the man you want in those kind of situations, and Diogo makes absolutely no mistake. The goal at his mercy, 1-0 Liverpool, never really in doubt. And that kind of obviously broke the deadlock, but it also opened up the floodgates a little bit because Liverpool were dominant in terms of we're actually finding loads of chances. We'd had loads of possession up until this point, but we're just hitting a wall quite literally time and time again. But when we went 1-0 up, that was it. The floodgates were well and truly opened. And the second goal comes just minutes later, and it is a really well-worked goal. It's a finger beauty, in all honesty. This time, it's not so much of a counter, but we do end up sort of turning the ball over in our half. We get going and we find Szoboszlai in acres of space. He finds Mohammed Salah again. And this time, Salah takes it into the box, and I think the defenders are panicking because you will be panicking when Salah's coming at you in the penalty area. But Salah literally stops the ball dead, entices, I think it's Ola Aina, onto him, and plays the absolutely delicious ball into Szoboszlai, who's carried on his run. It's a really intelligent run. It's a really sort of energetic run from Szoboszlai as well, because he's carried the ball for 30 yards previously, but he hasn't stopped there and thought, that's me done. He's carried on going. He's got on the end of it, pretty much got to the byline, fizzed it across the box. Darwin Núñez from all of 2 yards just finishes off the vest. It's a really well worked goal from the Reds, and again illustrates Szoboszlai's willingness to do that sort of hard yards and his willingness to be a creative as well. And I've got to say, I'll give him his flowers a little bit later. I'll continue to do so probably the next couple of minutes. But Szoboszlai was incredible again. Dominik Szoboszlai was everywhere today. Like, he defies belief. Honestly, he's a freak because all the attacking prowess he's got, all the dribbles, all the passing, all the intricate stuff in and around the box, he's got the lot. He really has. He's technically so gifted, but he does all the hard work too. He's getting back, he's winning the ball back forwards, he's winning tackles, he's aerially dominant as well. Honestly, we have signed an absolute superstar in Dom Szoboszlai. Like, it's ridiculous. I think the 60-odd million we paid Leipzig, the release clause, that's looking cheap right now. It really is, because he has been a beast, an absolute beast. A couple of lads didn't have the greatest days today. I thought Gravenberch have been very much in the camp of praising Ryan Gravenberch. I think he had an off day, to be honest with you. He didn't seem to be sort of at it, whereas in the week I thought he was phenomenal. But other than that, most of them were brilliant. I thought Alexis McAllister probably had his best game game in the six, to be honest. I really did. He won the ball back a lot. We didn't need him to be a proper sort of destroyer of a six because we were so dominant in possession. But when he needed to, he was doing all the good stuff as well in terms of getting us back on the front foot. So really impressed with McAllister. But yeah, second half comes. Liverpool could have made it 3 or 4, to be honest with you, at the end of the first half. We really were in full flow by this point. And Forest were doing well to sort of hang on. A couple of big saves from Turner. He denies Gravenberch and Szoboszlai in quick succession. But yeah, Liverpool, no changes for half-time. And the third goal felt inevitable, to be honest with you. We were in cruise control by this point. But the third goal actually comes probably later than we would have expected, because Forest had a couple of glimmers. There's one where Gibbs White perhaps should do better, but they're not really threatening. Comes from a long throw from Forest anyway, and it's Szoboszlai again, of course it is. Chests the ball down, and he sees the run of Mohammed Salah. Now, Liverpool scored a lot of goals like this in the past. It looks like a long, sort of hopeful ball in sort of Salah's general direction, but it's kind of thought out now because, like I say, we've done this a bit. I remember being at Stoke away a good few years ago, and we scored a goal very similar. It is a little bit long and hopeful, but also when Salah's sniffing around, defenders and goalkeepers panic, and that's what happens here. Turner comes rushing out, thinking he can deal with it. The defender kind of abandons ship. Turner makes a mess of it, and Salah controls, right foot, open goal. I mean, it's Mohammed Salah, right, left foot, whatever. Open goal, 20 yards out or whatever he was. He's not making any mistake, and he doesn't. 3-0 Liverpool. Then more changes come. Gakpo, Elliott come on. Gomez comes on late on. Endo gets some minutes as the game's dying out as well. But yeah, pretty comfortable afternoon really for the Reds, like I said. Gakpo does get another goal late on, disallowed. But yeah, really, really strong performance. 3 more points at Anfield, which is the main thing, of course. We keep pace with those in and around us and indeed above us. But yeah, all in all, very impressive. Loads of positives from it. And especially, you've got to say, special mention for Luis Diaz, obviously going through a lot right now. Didn't feature today, wasn't in the squad. But the Diogo Jota celebration when he opened the scoring, holding up Diaz's shirt, that was a moment. That just shows the solidarity and the togetherness of this squad. And that was really, really pleasing to see. But that win today was for Lucho. Let's hope that situation is resolved positively from his point of view. Because, yeah, awful what's going on there. So, yeah, fingers crossed for a positive resolution, like I say. And up the Reds, 3 more points. On to the next one, Carabao Cup in midweek. And, yeah, let's roll into it. But loads more content, of course, across our YouTube and indeed Redmen Plus. Make sure you check it out. Until next time, take it easy, up the Reds.